What if you decided you weren't going to wait any longer? What if you decided that you weren't going to wait for the right conditions and you weren't going to wait for someone to finally push you towards your goal? That's what I want to talk about today on the Ellery Wells Show. Thank you for tuning in. I'm your host, Ellery Wells. Let's go right into it. The truth is, no matter how long we wait, there will always be reasons for you to not decide to make a difference, to not do something with your life. And that sounds kind of harsh, but I was there. It's like the dog and the nail story that I mentioned in Exit Strategy. We're just not that miserable yet. We don't have something to go towards, but we don't hate where we are enough to actually get up and do anything. If you want to check out the full story, what I mean, grab a copy of Exit Strategy and you'll find it right there. Because the time will never be right. No matter what you do, whatever dream you may be dreaming, it will never be the right time to go after it, much less the perfect time for you to just decide to go after what you want. Don't make the mistake of believing you have to see that finish line before you take the first step in your journey. Most of the time, successful people who live out their dreams have no idea what's coming next, but they decide to move anyway. Nobody will tell you to take your foot off the brake. Nobody will tell you to go. Time isn't the problem. Not spending it wisely is the problem. It's not how much time you have. It's what you do with the time you are given. Stop planning everything. Think back over your life and take one awesome example of a great experience, a life-changing event, or just something that was really fantastic, which took your life to that next level. Was that event planned? Sure, it could have been that you planned a vacation to Disney and it changed your life. I doubt it. But if you really think about it, my guess would be that the events in your life's history that really changed your course and redirected your life and where you are going and made the difference in where you are today, my guess would be that those events were not planned. So I want you to decide. What if you decided that today was the day that you are going to take your future, your destiny, and your life into your own hands? You put yourself in the driver's seat and you realized you actually are in charge of your destiny. What if today was the day you decided to push away all of the excuses? You got rid of all of the reasons for you not to succeed and that the reasons that you would not win, and you decided that today was going to be the day that you took the first step. You don't need permission, so stop asking for it. If you really want it, I give you permission. Remember, not all who wander are lost. A few years ago, I read the book Start by Jon Acuff. There was part of his book that really struck me, and he wrote, one of the worst things you can do is to try to find your purpose in life. Nothing cripples you like trying to, quote, find your purpose or figure out your dream or name your passion. Don't wait until your future is a perfect picture before starting to paint. Don't wait until you can see the finish line before you take the first step. And Dane and Jess and Chris talked about this on our mastermind call just yesterday. One of those guys was trying to really find what they loved about business, and they had a successful entrepreneurship journey a couple of years ago, and someone gave them what I think, well, actually what we all thought was kind of bad advice, that he wasn't unique enough and he should stop it. So we did. And if we get so preoccupied with finding the right thing, we don't experiment, we don't wander, we don't try new things. And when we can't find that one magical thing that will make us happy and give us purpose in life, when we can't find it, we give up and we settle, and we end up just sitting where we are for far too long. If you've listened to the show for any amount of time, or actually probably older episodes, you've heard me talking about people that I used to work with, and they had a 4-year plan for how they were going to become a director in the company. They were going to work in their job for 4 or 5 years, and then they were going to get promoted, and they were going to work there for 10 or 12 years, and then they were going to get promoted, and they were going to work oh wait, it's not a 4-year plan anymore. All of a sudden, these people have worked out their plan for 40 years. So when we can't find our passion in the first 5 minutes of trying, we settle, and then we fall into this rut of climbing this corporate ladder, which you're not going to be able to do. Trust me. And then all of a sudden, this plan goes from a 4-year plan to a 40-year plan. But never stop, never stopping. There was a movie that came out a few years ago, and it was actually kind of a crappy movie, but this was the tagline of the movie, never stop, never stopping. But I want you to stop trying to find your purpose or find out what you are made to do. And I want you to do something. I want you to experiment. I want you to try new things. Because you might be surprised by what you like or what you're good at, but you won't know until you try something new. When I look back over the last 15 or so years of my life, the things I regret the most are the things that I never tried. I regret not taking risks, not being bold and going on adventures when I had the chance. In another 15 years, I don't want to look back and feel the exact same way that I do when I look back at the last 15 years. At church a couple weekends ago, the pastor said that most of the things that we do in our life are ideas that we planted, or the things that we tried, or the perceptions about reality that we formed in our late teens and early 20s. And on the way back from church, I was talking to Ashley, and I was like, the idea to go to college and get married and get a job and buy a house, that's a fairly common thing. But when was that planted? Some people decide to travel the world. She and I have talked about moving to Costa Rica. I think that would be an amazing adventure for us to go on. But this idea of having a home and all of these possessions that we could not pick up and leave behind, where did that come from? Again, we look back over the last 15 years and we may have regrets, we may not, but the things that we regret the most are maybe the things like they are for me, the things that we never tried. But what if you decided today was the day you started? If you were going to decide today was the day you're going to try something new, something that might not work, what would you try? And if you decide that today is your day and that you are ready to take action on starting your online business, check out 8weekstoexit.com. I want to show you how to do exactly what I'm talking about. I'd mentioned Costa Rica just a second ago. I could run my business and live pretty well in Costa Rica. Ashley wouldn't have to work. There's all kinds of benefits from traveling the world, going to live in the rainforest. It'd be absolutely amazing. I would still love to do that. And I can run my business, actually 2 businesses, from anywhere I have the internet. And that's pretty awesome. And I would love to show you how to do everything that I know how to do. I've got an 8-week course, 8 weeks, the number 8, spell out TO, 8weekstoexit.com. And I want to show you exactly how to do everything that I do here. Blogging, podcasting, setting up WordPress, building websites, doing themes and plugins, and getting hosting, and all of the things that might be confusing to you at this point. What if you had the opportunity to learn from someone who's been doing it for 5 years? Every single day for himself, for his businesses, and for his clients. That would be me. Anyway, I hope that you, after you've listened to this, you have decided that, hey, I'm going to do something today. If you are, if that is you, go to ElleryWells.com/decide. That will take you to the notes for this episode. Leave a comment. Tell me what you're going to try to do, or shoot me an email, Ellery@ElleryWells. Say in the subject line, like I've decided, or something cool like that. And tell me what you've decided to do, because I want you to do one thing every day, small things that will lead you to reach the goal that you've put in front of yourself. Thank you for tuning in to the Ellery Wells Show. I'm your host, Ellery Wells. Have an awesome day. We've all been told to follow our passion, but how do we validate our ideas and determine if there's a market for what we want to sell? What if I could show you how experts and professionals pre-sell products, determine market size, and decide which products to create and which ones should be put on the shelf for later? If you're not interested and you decide to not enroll in the program, nothing bad will happen. Wait, what? Yeah, nothing bad will happen to you if you don't enroll. But nothing good will happen either. If you don't enroll in 8 weeks to exit, 2 things are guaranteed to happen. First, you'll always wonder, what if? Second, you'll go back to work on Monday and nothing will have changed. Your dreams will be put on hold. You'll have a few extra dollars in your pocket and you won't have put in any effort to do something amazing with your life. You've already spent plenty of time debating if 8 weeks to exit is worth your time and money, and that's just fine. But remember, doing nothing leads to exactly where you are now. How does that sit with you? Don't put your dreams on hold. Haven't you waited long enough? Head over to 8weekstoexit.com for more information and to become a student.